Welcome back. Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We're taking a look at the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations tomorrow. Nigeria, we take on South Africa. That one got a lot of persons talking, but about this time tomorrow, we already know the team that we will be going to the semi-finals. Let's go to the press conference that was done today in Cairo. The coaches, Coach Gernot Rohr and Stuart Baxter, they've been reacting ahead of that match tomorrow. Let's listen to them. We'll be right back.
We know South Africa very well because they were in our group already for the qualifiers. And I think when you win in Egypt, in these circumstances, against a good team of Egypt, with one of the best players from Africa, you will be full of confidence. This is a match between two good football teams, between two teams who are well organized. We know them because we played them already, and we saw them playing against Egypt. We still have to improve ourselves, even the organization. I think they have also the possibility to play in different organizations. They have to choose something to win against us, and we will have to do the same. We still have to improve. We had difficult games. We lost against Madagascar. We suffered against Cameroon. We made a lot of mistakes. So we are realistic. South Africa played so well against Egypt that you have to be humble. And we still have to work. They have also the advantage that they know already this stadium.
And come to the South Africa game tomorrow, we've spoke about it, and today we're still going to talk about it because we know it's going to be even more difficult than Cameroon game. These guys are very fast. They are not physical like Cameroon, but they are very fast. They can play good football. But we're still going to talk about it. We're still going to train today, and I believe the lads we're going to put in a good fight tomorrow and make sure we make Nigeria proud.
But we should be under no illusions that Nigeria are one of the best teams on the continent. They've had a stable team with this squad now under Gerhardt for quite a while. And it will be a massively difficult game for us. South Africans are naturally mobile. They are naturally good with the ball at speed. And naturally, they are not well organised. Usually they express themselves and play off the cuff. So we're trying very hard to get that balance between being well organised and still not inhibiting them in their attacking play. So we'll be respecting Nigeria but not fearing them. And we will absolutely not think that we're the favourites. We will know that we will have to produce a very good South African performance if we're going to beat them.
So that's it, Stuart Baxter, the coach of the Bafana of South Africa. Look, he says we're going to respect Nigeria, but we won't fear them. He also acknowledges the fact that Nigeria have got a massive, stable team, and says it's going to be a massive, difficult game. That's coming from Stuart Baxter, while Gernot Rohr says, look, South Africa did all the good things against Egypt. They can't be favorites. They can go on to do this and do that. But they can't say South Africa will go on to win. I know persons that will get on the plane and go to Egypt. I say, Coach, what are you talking about? Before I come back to the analysts in the studio, let's go to Cairo. Lofty Wada is standing by to talk to us from Cairo. Lofty, I'm sure, is also amazed with the level of upsets that I've seen at the Africa Cup of Nations. Good evening, Lofty. Welcome to Sports Tonight.
Thank you for your invitation.
Awesome. Lofty, what sort of Africa Cup of Nations has it been for you?
I think it has been quite a surprising AFCON, as you said, as we saw many upsets, but I think it means one thing that, especially when it comes to knockout games, it's really 50-50, and you don't have real favorites as you had, for instance, in the past when you got real roots. For instance, when the top of the group was facing a runner-up or whatever, now we saw that it's very tight, and the recent result show that, and it will be interesting, and the quarters will be extremely tight too, so it will be very interesting.
And it will be beyond the football because we're going to have the introduction of the video assistant referee. I love to what you've seen, the way CAF has handled the VAR so far. Is it coming at a time it shouldn't come at the Africa Cup of Nations?
I think personally that if it's well used, I think there will be no problems. But if it's used in a bad sense, if it's used, for instance, for every single thing, if it's used after complaints of teams, I think it will create problems. But if it's used in the right sense, I hope and I pray that there will be nothing. But I think there will be, if I'm not wrong, some European referees will be appointed, I think, for the VAR, and the African referees will be on the pitch. So if I'm not wrong, I have read this minutes ago. So maybe I think it will be like this.
I like when you use the word you pray. Let's pray that there will be no problems with the use of the video assistant referee. Let's get into the fixtures now, the quarterfinals. It's Senegal taking on Benin Republic. What should we expect in that one, Lofty?
I think Benin have nothing to lose, as everyone knows. You know, they are there. They haven't yet won a game, and they are in the quarters, which is in their history, which is quite remarkable. They upsetted Morocco with a very deep block, as they upsetted Cameroon with a very deep block. To have the qualifying ticket. And they will have nothing to lose, while Senegal have the pressure on their shoulders, and as they are finally looking, because it's the paradox, I think, of Senegalese football, because neither at a youth level, at a club level, or at senior level, they haven't won any trophy. So it's quite paradoxical for a country which has given football extremely brilliant footballers like Jesus was giving bread. So it's incredible.
I loved it. Let's talk about Nigeria and South Africa. They know themselves pretty well. We're in the same group for the qualifiers. Who's got the advantage in tomorrow's fixture?
I think it's quite the same, I would say, because South Africa trapped perfectly Egypt, even though Egypt had two real chances. Trezeguet should have buried them, and the story would be different. But overall, South Africa deserved completely their victory, and they will be up to the task tomorrow against Nigeria in a classic of African football. And Nigeria had showed some great character, I would say, against Cameroon to come back and turn the tables. And I think it will be very tough too. And hopefully we will enjoy the game. And I hope I hope that it will be an exciting game. Yes.
Yeah. I hope so too, an exciting game, and I'm also expecting that in the end Nigerians will smile. Yes, say what you want to say. I'm in Nigeria. So they show love to Algeria taking on Cote d'Ivoire. Is that a star match of the quarterfinals?
I think it's on the paper. I think it's the biggest game of the quarterfinals, definitely, because when you see the pool of talent of both teams. But when you compare in a certain way the performances offered by both, you had an Algerian team who has been collectively a real collective force, which is the complete opposite of Ivory Coast, who were saved by individual brilliance and who seems to be more reactive than active, to play more reactive football than active football. I mean by this that they make opponents pay for their mistakes, and they are not creating the mistakes. So I think it will be very tough, but Algeria showed maybe the best collective performances, but at this stage it's more on it's a do-or-die game, and it will be, as for the two previous clashes, it will be an extremely tough encounter.
I agree. It will indeed be a very tight match. Madagascar will take on Tunisia on Thursday. In the last match of the quarterfinals, I love to should Madagascar beat Tunisia. Shouldn't we just give them the trophy?
I think it will be it will be an extremely tough game for us because it was a miraculous qualification yesterday against Ghana. We finally break our duck against them. It will be very tough, especially as Madagascar. When you see how Tunisia fared in the group stages, and yesterday, except the first half, Madagascar have nothing to feel. Actually, when you compare both, but as said for Ivory Coast against Algeria, it will be on one game, and Tunisia have for once, maybe I think since 2004, a huge opportunity to qualify for the semis, and Madagascar on their side also have a huge opportunity to write even more the greatest page of the history of Malagasy football.
Yeah, love to if I let you go. Let's do this real quick. Give me the 4 teams that will make it to the semifinals. The 4 teams.
I would say Nigeria, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Tunisia.
Nigeria, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Tunisia. Lucky you started with Nigeria first, Lofty. Thank you so much for your time. I'll talk to you again during the semifinals. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much again.
All right, so that's it. African football expert Lofty Wada speaking to us all the way from Cairo in Egypt. So let's bring the discussion back to the guys in the studio. Femi, what can do it for the Super Eagles tomorrow night?
I think first of all they have to slow down the pace of the game. We can't match the South Africans pace for pace. Pace for pace. Yeah, but they've got many players who are very, very fast. So we can't match them pace for. Then secondly, we need to tighten our defense. Remember the last match against Cameroon? Our defense was shaky. There was no cohesion between Ola Aina and Kenneth Omero. Truth Ekong did well, but then Kenneth Omero has got to bring back his A game. Otherwise, we might the South Africans might come running at us, and then there will be a big problem. So for me, I think we should approach with the 3-5-2 formation. Let the midfield be crowded. Bring in a maker who is slow. Try to use 2 strikers up front, and I'm beginning to think that we can bring in Victor Osimhen, to partner Odion Ighalo, and that way we will build with the South Africans.
Do you want to agree with him, Joseph? At this stage, do we need to touch the team and
I don't
experiment?
think it will be very dangerous to bring in the likes of Victor Osimhen, who are yet to play in this competition. We don't have time to acclimatize. I mean, it's very important when you have a winning team. All you just need to do is do some tweaking. The South Africans are always fast on the ball. We know that. Pesitao, Motiba, Kosi, Tolau, these guys are extremely very fast. Remember when we met them in Uyo, really ran us ragged, and he was able to get goals against us back to back. So I think what we just need is to use the formation we started with, against Cameroon. We need to have the likes of Moses Simon still playing, because he can track back. At Levante, he actually plays more as a left back than, So we really need to keep the team compact. We know that it will be very tough, but we just have to get the South Africans to play our brand of football. Slow down the game. Don't try to rush, because you can't run when your opponent is not running. So when your opponents are just sitting back, waiting for you to attack, you can't really outpace them as such. All you just need to do is soak up the pressure. Don't be in a hurry. We know we had the likes of Ahmed Musa on the left, would want to be pacey, but this is not. We can't match them for pace, but we can match them for skill. We know they are a very disciplined side. But we have players who are exceptionally, good, and we can take advantage of that.
So guys, what I'm saying is this South African team would want to outrun the Super Eagles. Intelligence will be important. Absolutely. Intelligence can break down that pace. How important is it for Alex Iwobi to give us his A game? Yeah, because if you look at it, with Alex Iwobi in that team, and if he can play with the same vision with Ogene Karetebo. We have not seen that, Femi, in this competition. Sometimes when they try to click, it doesn't come. But we saw a little bit of it against Cameroon. So how important is it for the midfield to be able to break down the pace of the South Africa?
I think there is need for Alex Iwobi to bring on his A game. There is need for him to be creative in that midfield. He's not been doing that. Genetro brought him to the Nations Cup as a backup for Mikel. Mikel has not really done that. Iwobi has not really done that. However, I saw a flash of brilliance in Alex Iwobi in the second half against Cameroon.
Yeah.
Should he play the way he did in the second half against Cameroon, then I think Nigeria would have enough creativity in the midfield, because we need to get balls to our strikers, because these South Africans are very fast. We need to score early goals in that match so as to silence them.
So we need to. They need to shock them. The Super Eagles need to shock Bafana. So the ball must get into that 18-yard area. That's what gave us the first goal. They just sent it, and Odion Ighalo poached it. Same thing with the second goal. Same thing with Alex Iwobi's goal. So if you're not getting the ball into that dangerous area, you're not getting the goals. Let's go to our social media platforms and hear what you guys are talking about. It's going to be crucial. It's the quarterfinal of the African Cup of Nations. The Super Eagles of Nigeria against Bafana of South Africa. Salami Sadiq is not concerned about that one. He says, something tells me, that's him, that Benin Republic and Madagascar will continue their fairy tale run at this year's AFCON. You love upsets. Yes, you love upsets, Salami. Yeah, we're together. MB Damaliki, I'm trying to get the structure of your message. He said, I agree with Gen Raw, but he must keep Daniel Akpe as a stop shotter because he avoided some errors. I remember that deflected ball that Daniel Akpe saved was very crucial in that match. So let's see, he's beginning to get back his confidence. Hassan Abdul Salam is reacting to that thread that we put out on our social media platforms on Ghana Raw, saying that South Africa, they are favorites. He says, I agree with Raw, but he should just be careful with his tactics. Akpeyi should not be in goal. Didn't I tell you that Nigerian football fans are coaches? Okay, now you get what I'm talking about. Taria Aruwe says, good evening. Our coach, I don't think he's playing mind games. But even with that, well, maybe giving them fake minds. The truth is, the winner of South Africa versus Nigeria will be in the final to play, guess who? Madagascar. What are you guys talking about? And it is going to be Nigeria versus Madagascar. I don't know.
That's his take. He's entitled to it.
Can Madagascar handle it?
Tunisia.
I know.
And defeat Senegal.
No, I mean even get into the final.
That's what I'm saying. They still have to. If they are able to take out Tunisia, they will have to face either Senegal. No.
What I told Lofty, they beat Tunisia, I give them a dummy trophy. Just put together a ceremony and say, no, this is unprecedented. And just give it to them. Obumeme, Gerald King, I like it. It was just so straightforward. It says, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are going to beat South Africa 3-1. That's the football fan that can't share. Just a straightforward 3-1, they're going to beat South Africa. Confirmation of Thursday's quarterfinal fixture at the Africa Cup of Nations. Algeria will take on Cote d'Ivoire. That's the star match for me. Trying to see what will go down in that one. Madagascar surprised team at the competition. This fairy tale, this story that Madagascar is trying to say with African football. The president chartered a plane, packed supporters in that their round of 16 match. And oh my, they pushed DR Congo all the way and went on to win via penalty. So Madagascar will take on Tunisia. Let's see what will come out of that one. It's big for African football. We love it. So the way I see it, Benin Republic, Madagascar, 2 underdogs, 2 tricky teams, and about 3 favorites still remaining. Balanced competition already. So keep the conversation going on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook channels, IFA Sports. Let's go on this break. When we come back, what's going on right there at the 2019 Wimbledon Tennis Championships? You grab your racket, we'll play some tennis. Don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Before we get into tennis, more messages. Thank you so much, guys, for talking to us on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook channels, IFA Sports. I love Nigerian football fans. I love them so much. A holistic tendency. That's what I said on Twitter. I hate people being pessimistic, no matter what he wants to achieve. He's talking to Genoro. Said there are more better ways of allowing the South African team to dance naked in the marketplace and being carried away from the real game of tomorrow. Shegun Gandhi says, Inshallah, the Super Eagles will surely carry the day tomorrow. I hope they will wear the white jersey for the remaining matches. You see, then they will say when they wear green, no, it's not. Come on, guys. Come on. Mamo says, this coach is just using mind games on South Africa. But please, Austin, I repeat again, please, Mikel Obi should not start that match. What if the coach says he wants Mikel Obi to play the match? What do you do? Umukoro Kes Tega says, Austin will win South Africa 3-1. That's what it says. Prince Akwaibom says, Raw is saying the truth. South Africa can win if Nigeria play badly, which I don't pray for. Look, with what we've seen, Serena Williams and the sort of tennis she has played, will you put your money on her for the final?
Of course, I can put my money on her. We know what Serena Williams can bring to the table. We know what she's done in the past. And ever since she had her baby, it's been turbulent times for Serena. But I think she's bouncing back now. She's got to the semi-final of this one. She's got her eyes on that 24th title. Let's see what happens. But for Serena, I can place my money on her.
That's her. So the fans also, they're rooting for her. Serena Williams, shining model of women's tennis. 37, guys,
yeah,
and a mom, and she's not looking back. Also not looking back, Simona Halep, the 7th seed at the Wimbledon Tennis Championship. She's also through to the semifinals for the first time since 2014 after a 7-6, 6-1 victory over China's Zhang Shui choreograph.
Yeah, I just love the fact that she was able to get to the 4th round, massive. Trying to do what Martina Hingis did when she won Wimbledon at the age of 15 as well. 15. She's got huge prospects, and I must say, I know that so many companies will be rolling around to support her. She's got a great future ahead of her. I know we are going to be seeing more of her in Wimbledon, French Open, Australian Open, and I should just not get discouraged. And, there's a lot.
So that's what she said. She said, know me beyond Wimbledon. That she hopes to keep inspiring the world. I must say thank you so much, guys. Femi Fabumi, thank you for stopping by.
You're welcome.
Joseph Mukuzi, you're welcome back. Let's not lose you again. Come around. Owele says, Serena Williams keeps getting better with each passing day like a fine red wine. She's such a delight to always watch. Thank you so much. And that's where the curtain falls on this edition of Sports Tonight on Channels Television. I had so much fun. Hope you did also. Keep talking to us on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels-Sports. That's the show for the team, the ever reliable sports team. I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.